you start asking yourself, is there going to be a time where I have to pay to breathe? Because this is pushing it. This is taking it to the extremes, ladies and gentlemen. I would be mad.
If you see me in the streets, better holler at me. Seeking for a beat, throw them dollars at me. I don't like defeat, take that away from me. You tryna be like me, you couldn't handle my story. But we gon' let you know, we gon' let you know. We gon' let you know, we gon' let you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing, man? It's your boy MisterJaay, aka Kwame Boy, Bum Boy, Adekule, Adewale, Yodoku, Mwake, Creole Boy, Bazinga, yes man, no boy, we back in the motherfucking building. You guys good, man? Hey, thank you for tuning in and welcome back to yet another episode of MisterJaay's Reaction. You dig? Now this right here, this is a non-musical reaction, alright? We're just going to talk about news. Now if you've been following MisterJaay and if you watched my reactions, my previous reactions, you will see that the intro says we are going to be dropping reactions to music, Afrobeat, different genres of music, and the news. Now any news that got to do with the Afro race, the Motherlandians, you know that you're going to find it on this one. Now big up to everybody who's been watching me for the past few days, man. Saw love, those I get from around the globe, and I just saw, man, the analytics is showing that we getting a whole lot of, diaspora love on the platform, which is good. Now this is, I want to say something, man. From the moment that I dropped the reaction to Bounty Killer, and then a whole lot of response came through from our brothers out in Jamaica, man. I took a liking into that industry, and I was trying to study and understand the industry. I'm a music enthusiast, you feel me? I love music. I did music when I was growing up, Maryland, Delaware, all the way to New York, DC, Virginia, man. I did music in these areas, man. Those of you who know me know that. And I just wanted to say, but doing research, I see that that little beautiful island has a whole lot to offer in terms of music that has gone out to the world. I mean, if you grew up like MisterJaay, man, you should definitely know who Shabba Ranks is. You feel me? Yeah, the Shaka Damas, Mr. Pliers. But before that, we had a great Bob Marley. And I brought this whole concept, I brought this man's name because he's dead and gone. True, he's dead and gone, but he left us with his kids who are following in the footsteps of this great activist, this man who stood for the liberation and the right of Motherlandians across the globe. Of course, you guys remember, man, he had a concert in Zimbabwe where he brought the fighting parties together. We're not going to go into details and stuff like that. And he also had a concert in Jamaica where he brought the two political leaders together, and there was a beef, and you guys know all of that. I don't need to be educating you. Now the reaction, this vlog is actually to react to what the son of Bob Marley, Ziggy Marley, and his sisters, the recent news. Now ladies and gentlemen, we all know that back in the days, man, decades ago, even still till today, man, we've had all these Europeans who went around the globe exploring the world and, transferring and taking their imperialism across the globe, colonizing colonies, which today, unfortunately, some of these colonies are still tied to the mother colonizer, you dig? And Mr. Ziggy, we all know that Jamaica, was colonized by the British. Hell, Bob Marley, the great Bob Marley, has connection to that part of the globe, and we all know that wherever these people go, they always try to create confusion. This is not me saying it. This is what research and data that we've got from from the moment that the Europeans, they visit the spot, man, they try to turn it into their own. They try to, but it's appalling that nowadays we still have some of these things going on. So Mr. Ziggy Marley recently, he just dropped something on the social media handle, on his Twitter handle, because there's the situation of Jamaicans paying to visit a beach. Now picture this, you come from a part of a country where you don't have the same right to visit certain spot in your own country. I bet you that is going to leave a sour taste in your mouth. So Mr. Ziggy Marley, he is doing the same thing his father did while his father was at his prime, and he's just spoke out recently about the whole situation of foreigners trying to make the beaches in Jamaica profitable to themselves. They trying to make the Jamaicans pay to visit the beach. Now I don't know about you, but growing up and being lied to about certain things that way, they say that this person discovered this spot, you discovered this. We all know that story, but I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to make you understand the whole concept. I'm trying to make you understand the whole concept of what Mr. Ziggy Marley is doing and kicking the games. Now picture is that you are in the country, and to take your kids to the beach, you need to pay. As a citizen of that country, that shit hurts, because these are things that definitely you have to be able to visit without paying a dime. But we all know the whole concept of imperialism that has eaten deep into some of these colonies. I'm going to read exactly what Mr. Ziggy Marley wrote on his Instagram page, and we're going to talk about it. So, the elder son of the great legend man, Bob Marley, said this: Ziggy man, when I was younger, we freely had access to most of our local, off the beaten path beaches and rivers, including the Bull Bay and the Cane River. Now there is a pressure campaign to privatize more of these local beaches and rivers. I'm reading from my laptop, ladies and gentlemen. You dig? I'm reading from my laptop. So growing up, this man had access, they had access, and fast forward a couple of decades after, they need to pay. This hurts. You feel me? So he said Bull Bay and the Cane River, now there's a pressure campaign to privatize more of these local beaches and rivers and deprive Jamaicans, and in particular Jamaicans who cannot afford to pay for a day of well-needed stress relief and rejuvenation, these natural resources. Ladies and gentlemen, this same shit is what has been going on in Marvel and in Africa for a whole while, and it is sad to see that you are part of the country where certain things, like even the rivers, the beaches, the nature, you need to pay for it. You start asking yourself, is there going to be a time where I have to pay to breathe? Because this is pushing it. This is taking it to the extremes, ladies and gentlemen. I would be mad. Because nowadays what the imperialists do is, what the Europeans or the foreigners do is, they come into your country and they see something they like, and knowing rightfully well that if they come and ask the masses, they're gonna get probably kicked out. They go through these corrupt politicians who receive money from these folks and then give them free access. And sometimes they give them these access with protection. I'm talking about you cannot even dare to say something because they're gonna lock you up. He continues like this: Jamaica is one of the only islands in the Caribbean that does not guarantee its people general rights. I see Africa in this brother, and you guys remember, man, he did a tour where they went around Motherland doing reggae and stuff like that, and these are our brothers out there. The exact thing that is happening with politics and the continent is what is about to take root. And I do pray that it doesn't. You feel me? This is very sad. I don't even know why a European, I have nothing against the European, I have nothing against you guys, but it hurts me as a child of the continent, motherland. If you're a black, my brother, you are connected to the continent. I don't care if you were born in Russia or whatever. Look for your roots and you understand. And this is gonna hurt you because it hurts me, because you see, this man's father fought for equal right through music. And now at his stage, and after living through what his father went through, and then he is relieving this whole ish. There is no general right to bathe, fish, or walk along the beach. We always enjoy and encourage visitors to our island and ask them to join us in making sure that Jamaican people today can freely enjoy Jamaican waters like many of us did before. That's an activist talking. If you don't know what this means, you should be able to freely walk around your country without paying for nothing. But we all know what politics is. We all know what is happening at the higher level of power control. Now, I told this to my Jamaicans. Will you guys let this issue happen? It's already happening in Africa. There are certain places in Africa where you need to pay before you get into it. I mean, I can quote my own country. There's a botanic garden there in Limbe. It's a good city by the ocean, man. Of course, it used to be named after the Queen of Victoria, man. And then we changed it. You have to pay to get into that dish. You want to go to sanctuaries, you want to go to the zoo, some of these animals, you need to pay. This hurts. It hurts. And coming from a pure stance of love and understanding that you have the right to whatever thing that is ever resources. I'm talking about natural resources. Rivers are natural. Nobody put it there. These are natural things that everybody should be able to. Man, I'm planning on going to Jamaica, but as a foreigner, I know that I have to chip in, I have to pay. That I understand that. It helps the tourism industry in that country. But to be a Jamaican and you have to pay to visit a place where come on, man. This is just sad. Now, I was like, man, let's talk about it. Let me bring this on to the channel and we can debate about it. Leave a comment. If this same thing is happening in your country where you need to pay to visit certain natural resources, especially like, rivers, man, beaches, man, sanctuary, let MisterJaay know. Let's talk about it like this. This channel is not about politics. But I told you guys, any news that has to do with an entertainer, MisterJaay is going to talk about it. You did it. I pray that my Jamaicans don't let this happen. You need to manifest and stop this ish. You did it. And whoever is going there to develop that part of Jamaica and start charging people, nah, this is wrong. And if you look at it, that money is not coming from, that money is coming with with the collaboration of a corrupt Jamaican politician. From me, man, hit that subscribe button, smash that like and that notification, man. This is really sad, but my Jamaican folks, man, let's stand in the spirit and love. Let's not let this ish happen. Peace.
Action God, big up TRB family. MisterJaay, I see you. I know some artists don't do this. God.